Well, how you doing there, Soul Brother 85? And you know it. Legend of reality. Glad to see you, glad to see you. Did y'all come out here to see little old me? Did y'all come out here to see little old me? I sure was appreciated. Just want to make a short commentary. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program known here on social media. I am known as the mighty Angel 707. I am your soul brother, number one. Quite honestly, I've been wanting to make a couple of videos prior to this one, but I have two problems. One is my internet connection has been really bad, and also I'm still suffering from my little sickness. And I think I'm finally getting over it. I'm starting to feel much better. No, it's not COVID. It's a stomach was bothering me, ailment. So Brother 85 says, praise the Farrakhan. And look, I don't mind giving people credit when credit is due. And I have done that because if it was not for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, chances are we would not be talking right now. I give credit where credit is due. When I was a young man coming up, 17, 18 years old, Minister Farrakhan and those brothers in the Nation of Islam was a very good example of strong men. And they still are that. The problem is Minister Farrakhan himself. He has a lot of personal faults that he will never deal with because these faults are acceptable by those who surround him. So he will never be able to heal. He'll never be able to deal with his faults. And he's not a leader. He's a motivational speaker. He can inspire you to do great things, but he's not a leader. He has no vision. He's following a dead man. Here you are, following a person who is dependent on somebody that's dead to guide them. The teachings of the Nation of Islam is not supposed to be spooky. The teachings of the Nation of Islam is supposed to be realistic. I'm a follower of Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad is not here. So I will pretend. So I will pretend that my leader and my teacher is still here, because I don't want him dead, even though all the evidence shows that this man is not here. He's deceased. Now, even so, let's say, for instance, Elijah Muhammad actually is alive. Let's just say that. Under the law, to my understanding, under the law of the United States, if you do not see, interact, you do not hear from a person in 7 years, they are technically dead. So Elijah Muhammad is dead technically by the law that we live under, and he's just dead. There's nobody in Elijah Muhammad's family that says this man is alive. It's a belief that Farrakhan got started. And since he's alive, Farrakhan is being guided by a dead man. Even Farrakhan himself never tell you that he is in personal, he has personal communication with Elijah Muhammad. He never crossed over the line to say that. Even though those who believe in the things that Farrakhan say, they will believe it. But even he, in 2 miles, to my knowledge, to the right on I-80 West US, he's never stepped over the line to tell that damn lie. Well, you know, I talk with, I have heard him talk about he had visions and he had a dream or something like that, but I never heard Minister Farrakhan make a claim that he actually is in communication with Elijah Muhammad. I never heard him say that. I mean, why you telling lies anyway, you might as well go ahead and go for the gusto. Even Elijah Muhammad never said he was in direct contact and still was in communication with Farrakhan Muhammad. He never said that either. And at the time, Farrakhan Muhammad still could have been alive. The chances of Farrakhan Muhammad being alive now is very, very low. So I don't mind giving praise. I give praise to Tariq Nasheed. I actually do like the Hidden Colors films. Now, of course, due to my mindset, there's a lot of stuff in there that I disagree with, of course. Because he's trying to say in these films that we are related to some of these people and we're not. But that's another video. What brings me to this topic, I was actually watching 2 videos. The first video I saw, Minister Farrakhan was praising these 2 brothers. One brother, I don't know who the other brother was. I don't know who he is. But I'm familiar with the other brother. I think he's deceased now. He was the first captain. He was the first captain that Minister Farrakhan had, Supreme Captain, Brother Ibn'rad X. I don't know. I think Brother Ibn'rad, I think he's deceased now. I'm not really sure. these two brothers, Minister Farrakhan, was praising them. Oh man, I mean, he was talking about how good they was and how they were excellent helpers of his and blah, 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 blackity black, blah, blah, blah. And they put the cameras on the brothers and they seemed very humble with all these accolades and all this praise coming from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay?
On this road for 3.8 miles.
All right. Which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with giving somebody credit. There's nothing wrong with giving people praise when they earn it. There's nothing wrong with that. When I was a young man under Theron X, I thought he was a good captain. He was strong. He took care of business. Yeah, I agree with Minister Farrakhan. Matter of fact, the brothers, I would even go as far to say, some of the best men I have ever had contact with, the FOI, the Fruit of Islam. Those brothers then, you give them their orders, they take care of business. It's simple as that. In 2020,
Keep to the right on I-35
you give those brothers their orders, they take care of business. The problem with the Fruit of Islam is leadership. They don't have a good, they just don't. I can imagine what the FOI, I can imagine what the MGT could have accomplished in the 40 years that Mr. Farrakhan has been working if they had somebody else as a general, as a figurehead, as a Mr. Farrakhan is only good for inspiration and motivation. He's not a business person. He does not think things through. And clearly, he's not a realist. He's got folks running to the Scientology mosque or temple, whatever the hell they want to call their place. He got folks believing Elijah Muhammad is alive and turning, starting to do the Orthodox Islam stuff. The Nation of Islam is not supposed to be Orthodox. Elijah Muhammad said and taught, he said that the Nation of Islam is the new Islam. If you are the new Islam, why are you trying to do what they was doing 1,400 years ago? They are supposed to recognize you as God has come in person and look at you as an example and follow you. You're not supposed to.
For 14 miles.
You're not supposed to be following them. But again, I'm not a part of that, so I wish them the best of luck. Apparently, you don't understand your own teaching. If you are the new Islam, why are you copying these old bats for? You're not as new as you thought you was, I guess. In 2020, the FOI MGT, who knows in 2020 what they could accomplish, they don't have have good leadership. Yeah, you sound good every Sunday. Sounds good. Talk good.
Speed warning.
But as far as something that's tangible, something that is something of substance, they're never going to get it. Hey, that's the title of my girl's song, In Vogue. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. You're never gonna get your liberation. You're never gonna get free. Because you are involved in a religion more so than one of liberating the people.
Speed warning.
So, I give praise and I give credit where it's due. And when you hear me talk, there are things that I heard Minister Farrakhan say. There are things that I heard other people say. I give them credit. I said so-and-so said this and that and that and that, blah, blah, blah. Now look. This is what gets me. Minister Farrakhan is praising these men for helping him, which he should. He should give them credit. At the same time, what if these men decided to speak out against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? Would Minister Farrakhan give them the praise? Because nothing has changed. They still done what they done. They still done what they done. The only thing that is different is they decided to speak what some people might see as negative against the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Now, if they had done that, would Minister Farrakhan give them praise? Hell no. You know this, and I know this, you know this, and they know this. That what makes everything so fake. They're not going to bring me up and praise me for my 9 years of service. They're not going to do that. You speaking against the minister. What does that have to do with my 9 years of service? My 9 years of selling Final Call newspapers, my 9 years of putting my body in front of his body to take a bullet. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? I still done what I done. I believe, I'm not really sure, but I believe that the United States service, even if a soldier speaks out against the government, they still give them a Purple Heart, they still give them the bronze medal or whatever. They still give, because the soldier still done what he done. If I'm saying something, first of all, I actually earned the right to be able to speak how I talk about Minister Farrakhan, because I put 9 years under his leadership. I got 9 years. I earned the right. Now some of these people, they talk, and even they still have the right to talk. But I mean, I was there, I earned it. I was willing to put my body, his body, to take a bullet. And you gonna turn around and call me an agent and a hypocrite and all this foul stuff. This goes to show you the character of people. If I help you, it don't make no difference if I say something that you don't like. I still help you. I still gave you that $100 so you wouldn't get evicted. That don't change that. See, it's hypocritical and fake and fraud. I can't get with it. Those guys that was a regular on my platform, and I'm going to use Maurice Muhammad. If Maurice Muhammad done something that really helped my platform, that really helped the Mississippi campaign, I'm going to give him his praise. Now, I would tell you, well, Maurice is doing this now, and Maurice don't like me the way he used to. But when Maurice was here, and I'm going to give Maurice his props. I'm going to give him his credit. That's the way I do things. Makes no difference about my personal feelings. It's about what he done. And he deserves that credit. I gave the Nation of Islam 9 years. This goes to show you poor character, the kind of people you're really dealing with. That's what it shows. And I'm so happy not to have nothing to do with people like that. As long as you skin and grin and kiss their backside, it's all lovey-dovey. But soon as you question them or you do something they don't like, they'll turn on you. And that's what they've done. How you going to dare, if you love Minister Farrakhan the way you claim, if you love the Nation of Islam as you claim, how you going to turn on a brother when you was nowhere around? Where was you in 1981? I know where I was. Where was you in 1982? I know where I was. Where was you in 1983? Nuri Muhammad, where was you at? 1981, 1982, 83. Brother BNX, Malcolm Flex, TV. And some of these other suckers that got the nerve to come here and try to criticize me. Now see, I give credit where credit is due. Because everybody not stupid. There are members of the Nation of Islam who have come to me and they have said, I understand your feelings, brother. I appreciate your 9 years and you was protecting the minister and you was helping him build. The only thing I can say, I appreciate your service. See, that's good character. That's good character. That's all that needs to be said. Brother BNX, you crazy. Look, you little chump, you ain't in no position to call nobody crazy. You believe in spaceships. You believe in a man that's dead, he's still alive. You believe in a tribe of Shabazz you can't prove exists. You are in no position to call nobody crazy. You think Minister Louis Farrakhan is perfect? And other nonsense that you believe in. These people are in no position to call nobody crazy. So I cannot say everybody's like that. You do have people with good character. Even when the Malcolm thing happened, there were a lot of Muslims who quit the Nation of Islam.
In 2 miles.
They did not like what they saw.
80 west.
They did not like how Malcolm X was being treated. They did not like how the situation was going down. They knew by the Quran, they knew even by the teachings of Elijah Muhammad that how they were reacting to Malcolm was not being a Muslim. And people quit. This did not mean they hated Elijah Muhammad. They just didn't want. I said, I can't get down with that. I can't support that. They still loved Elijah Muhammad. They couldn't get down with that type of behavior. See, there are people with good character, but that just goes to show you, see, some folks just don't have good character. They don't have integrity. I give credit where credit is due. So, I saw another video. And it was Tariq Nasheed. And somebody, we got this COVID coronavirus going around, and
Keep to the right on
we got, of course, we still got these incidents of brothers and sisters being murdered, killed, or whatever. And so somebody,
in a 1/4 mile. Keep to the right on I-80 west.
so somebody writes, where's Farrakhan at? Where the Nation of Islam at? All this stuff going on. What they doing? And I sort of agree. Well, I do agree with what Tariq said. What do you want Farrakhan to do? Matter of fact, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I agree with Tariq Nasheed when he said that. You're looking for what? Jesse Jackson and Farrakhan and Tariq and
Continue on this
what they
road,
doing?
95 miles.
What are you doing? I saw a post where somebody wrote that black people will protest when a cop kill a black person, but they won't protest black on black crime, which is a lie. You need to do a Google search. I know where I live in the St. Louis area, almost every year, and maybe twice or 3 times a year, they always go out in the street and have a vigil protesting black on black crime. Every year. That's what they do. St. Louis, East St. Louis. Almost every year. Now this is the thing about that. The police is supposed to protect you, not be out here looking for a reason to blow your brains out. We actually pay their salary. You have the right to protest and complain about the police. And you can pick up a sign and you can go to a police station and you can protest the police. Now, how do you protest black on black crime? Where do you go? Do you go to Sally house? Do you go to Roger house? Where do you protest? Where do you protest? It's a black-on-black crime, violence, is an individual problem. People cannot get along. I'm gonna shoot you because you owe me $10. I'm gonna shoot you because you got me on child support. I'm gonna stab you because I just don't like you. There's many reasons for black-on-black crime. Silly people, immature. How are you going to protest that? If you're not careful, you'll mess around and get a case. Somebody in your own household, black-on-black violence. How are you supposed to protest black-on-black violence? Like Eric Muhammad said, talk black to me. How you gonna do that? Going out in the street, lighting a candle, how is that supposed to stop black-on-black violence? I wanna know. Somebody put in the chat room. That's a societal, that's a community problem. It's an individual problem. People have poor conflict resolution skills. Matter of fact, they don't want, that's how they solve their conflict. I'll just shoot you in the face. Don't have to worry about you no more. I just stab you. I don't have no money, I just rob you. That's how they solve their problem with violence. But that's what America is all about. You don't have to talk to Afghanistan, you don't have to talk to North Korea. Let's just drop some bombs on folks. That's how the American people get down anyway. That's how you get down. With violence. And that's what you see in the children. The children bully each other, make mockery, they materialistic, just like the damn adults. Because that's where they got it from. Oh, we don't go to Walmart. I can tell those some Walmart shoes you wearing. We don't go to Walmart. We go to those high-end stores. Where the children learning all this stuff from? Learning it from the adults. They see the violence in the adults. The materialism, the sexism, the racism. That's where the children getting it from. The greed. That's where they're getting it from. How are you going to protest that? See, that's the purpose of religion. The purpose of religion is supposed to be able to straighten society up and help you become better, a more righteous, a more civilized type person. But clearly, religion has failed. How do you, I'm going to say that one more time. How do you protest black-on-black violence? What do you expect the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to do? Well, you got all that black-on-black violence in Chicago. What they supposed to do about it? What the Nation of Islam is supposed to do about it? That's an individual thing. When people get mad and angry, they lash out. What can Minister Farrakhan do about it? Or Tariq Nasheed? Or you and me? The only thing we can do, if you have any influence, is try to go before the people. First of all, you need to be an example of what you're talking about. How can the Nation of Islam be an example of peace and love, and you sit around and you happy because Malcolm X got blown away? What kind of example are you? But yet you're gonna tell somebody else, brothers and sisters, we shouldn't kill each other. We need to love each other. Look at you. Mr. Farrakhan said the men that murdered Malcolm was brave men. He praised them. He did not take that back. I never heard him take those words back. Never. Because he meant it then and he meant it now. So what you expect people to do? What are you doing? The majority of us sit on social media, run your damn mouth. That's all you're gonna do. You don't do nothing at all. What is Angel Snap Nep 7 gonna do? What is Brother Talib gonna do? Brother Gary. So I agree with Tariq Nasheed. Now, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nothing. And so, I agree with Tariq when he said that. But now, Tariq starts to step out there, and he starts praising Mr. Farrakhan. And he talks about the talk that Mr. Farrakhan has been doing since the 1950s. Why are you getting on Mr. Farrakhan case? He been teaching since the 1950s. Now this is my thing here. Now, I'm listening to Tariq, and he's praising Minister Farrakhan. He's talking about the great teacher Minister Farrakhan is, which is nice. What are you teaching, Farrakhan? Basically teaching you, he wants you to be a Muslim. That's what he wants you to be. And all that spiritual Bible, Quran, fairy tale nonsense. That's what he's teaching. So I'm listening to Tariq Nasheed talk, and he's praising the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, talking about his years of talking and teaching, but Tariq Nasheed makes no, and let me say this also, the people that support Mr. Farrakhan, they just cheesing, they loving this. Somebody like Tariq Nasheed praising the minister. Go ahead, Tariq. We love you, Tariq. Praise the minister. They love that. They love it because Tariq Nasheed and Minister Farrakhan are cut from the same cloth. All this praising that Tariq Nasheed has given Minister Farrakhan all these years, but he never talked about the hospitals that Mr. Farrakhan produced, or the acres of farmland, and the watermelons, and the corn, and the okra, and the bank that Mr. Farrakhan opened, and the airport. and the schools in every major city. And so, what about the accomplishments? The tangibles, the substance? We hear about the talk. What about the major, the real accomplishments? And the reason why Tariq Nasheed don't mention the hospital and the airport and the bank and these other things and the factories that Mr. Farrakhan created, since he's been talking since the 1950s, is because none of this real stuff exists. Just a bunch of talk. So Tariq Nasheed can praise Mr. Farrakhan because they are both cut from the same cloth. That's all Tariq Nasheed is. Mr. Farrakhan has thousands of followers, thousands of helpers. He gets a lot of money. Tariq Nasheed gets lots of money, thousands of followers. But the only thing they could give the people a VHS tape, a cassette tape. That's all they can give you. That's all. Nothing you can really use. Tariq Nasheed and Farrakhan is a different kind of scammer because they actually do give you a little something. They give you a DVD, they give you a tape, they might give you a book. But when it's all said and done, they gave you nothing. Compared to what they get from the people, they gave you nothing. They sell you false hopes and dreams. So that makes she is Tariq Nasheed wants to be like Farrakhan. He wants to keep taking your money, your wife, his Caucasian. See, they even the same. Farrakhan got white folks living in his house. Tariq Nasheed got white folks living in his house. They the same. They take your money and give you nothing. They all these